big welcome back to another Feels session with the Feels on the Feels podcast. And we are now doing a mini series called the Stack series. We did these wonderful little segments in our Your Happy Hour series that are about book recommendations. And now we have a full series called the Stack series where we discover new authors, we celebrate new books. And today I have the immense privilege to chat to an author who's all the way from Iran and has an incredible story, and I'm really so happy to share in this today, Mazdak, with you. A big welcome to the Feel Space and to the Stack series, and it's just so wonderful to have you share about your journey.
Hello, I'm happy to be here with you, and I'm so excited to talk to you about my book, and I hope it will be useful for the readers.
Absolutely, and for those who are listening and tuning in, the book is called A Glimpse of Iran, and it's a bit of like memory and culture and quiet poetry of everyday life. I love that sentence, the quiet poetry of everyday life woven together. And I know, Mazdak, you're going to tell us a little bit more about this, but it's really a bit of a memoir for you. It's been kind of your life story, and I know you waited a really long time to tell this story. So I'd love for you to just tell us a little bit about the journey to writing this book, like what inspired you to actually sit down and write it.
Yeah, actually, the book is the history of my family and myself. It's the story is very. I think I always wanted to share it with the world, because as I came from Iran to Europe, and I talked to the people, I saw that the people have a cliche of what happened in Iran in the past, and they copied what they saw in the media. They didn't know, and it was in the reality. It was much more than that. It was beyond that what media was ready to share with the world. And I always wanted to share the reality, what really happened with the people, with the world. And at the beginning, I hesitated to do that because I'm really not a writer. It is my first book. And I should find the courage to do that. And I found that at the end, that is a responsibility to share that with the people. So with this responsibility, I found the courage, and I wrote this book. And I'm happy I could finish it, and I could share it with the people.
We're so happy that you've written it, that you found the courage to share your story. And I know that when I was kind of reading through what was sent to me, from your publishers, you had in your press kit a line which said it's kind of Iran is like this country that's feels very far away for people, and I'm curious about that. Like, why is that the case? Why is it that we feel so disconnected from Iran? And it makes your book so important because it's so true that we don't really know much about the culture. We don't really understand the people, and it's kind of grouped into, I think, a whole region in the world, which is not the case necessarily. So
yeah. In fact, absolutely. The people see what the media share with them, and then people think that Iran, Iraq, Muslims, all these countries are the same. For the people in West is all the same people. They don't know any reality. They think that the people there live differently, completely differently from the people in the West, but it's not the reality. Is that Iran has been moved from, in the past, for 100 years, it was stuck in the medieval situation, in the corruption, and it was a country with many problems. But the dynasty of Pahlavi started for 100 years, pushed Iran, took it from this situation and pushed them into modernity. And during that, they build the infrastructures, they build the institutions, they build the universities. They gave many rights to the women, which in the past it was unimaginable. And in some areas, the rights that they gave to women was at that time even more advanced compared to Europe. For example, the right to do the elections for the women has been given in 1964 by Shah to the women. In Switzerland, it was 1971. It was about 7 years later, the women got the right to take part in the elections. So the family like mine, is something different in my family. When my family was politically charged, it is not in all families was the same. But in my family, like all other family, the people lived in some like in the West. We had in my childhood and in my younger time, we went to the movies, we went to the discotheques, we had my brother's wives, they worked outside. There was a typical family in the West. People don't see that. They think that Iraq, all the women are veiled, or they have only bazaars, and so they don't have industry, they don't have freedom. Nothing is free there, but it's not a reality. So I wanted to share that, say that the vision that you have from each country is different. Iran is not Iraq, Iraq is not Egypt or something. So I want to share that what was the reality, but the problem was that now Iran is set back to the medieval situation, again by the new regime. So I wanted also share with the people in the world that how it happened, what was the reasons that all that happened. So I tried to share that in my book. So if people want really to know what has happened, I think they should read my book, because I don't see that in the media or anywhere. I don't see really deep reflection about what is happening.
Yeah, and I love that you've mentioned like the word deep reflection. I think it's very like flitting, sensationalist news that's in the media, and it's kind of exploding these situations that might not even exist. I mean, who knows with AI these days what's real or not. But I've stopped listening to the media or reading anything for a few years now, and it's very enlightening when you actually sit with just people, like you say, having a story in this moment that we can share. And I know your book is really about that. Like, what is the power of storytelling and of human-centered storytelling and of just finding your personal truth, not necessarily what everyone is talking about out there. So I love that. I love that you've kind of delved into these themes of identity and belonging and personal truth. And I'm sure you've also kind of found your own personal truth in that, as you wrote the book.
Exactly. So I try to be honest, really, to be honest, and not to. I think that honesty, it is important that the people can trust on you and what you are telling. So it is to me was also is very important that is telling my story is to help the next generation, that we made a lot of mistakes. As personally myself, I was young. I was 18 during the Islamic Revolution, and we didn't know anything about that. What could bring that? So people, most of people in Iran thought that Islam could bring them justice, because they has been taught from their childhood that in Islam you find justice. That's the Islam will you will share the what is the economically you share everything with every people. Every people are equal. It's like a socialism or religious socialism, that every people are equal. So it has been told to people, and people believe it. So it is very important to know why it has happened. It is important to see in the reality that why you cannot trust to everything you hear, to take distance from absolutes. And it was unfortunately the reason. It is in a country that there hasn't been democracy. Most of people have has absolutes, and when you believe on that you cannot criticize that, or you don't compare it with anything else. And when you don't get information in the country like Iran in the time of Shah, you didn't get all information, so you couldn't compare on that. And it is very important that um, keep distance from the absolutes. Try to find your own way. I want to give this message to you, the younger people. Try compare everything. Don't trust someone or something 100%. Never. You take the goods and then they compare it with each other, and you take your place. I think in my younger time, when I was activist, politically activist, I was ready to give my life in any moment. I was ready to do everything. And the way that I thought to be the best one, I couldn't accept any critique on that. It was absolutely the way I didn't think that any change in my life can anything in the history can change it. That I can never doubt about them. But now I think my younger self would say that it's the old man that he he lets go the ideas that are hard to believe on them. But in the reality is that the book is will tell you a dialogue between who I was and who I became. And I think it's a message that I want to give to younger.
Very powerful, and I think you're right. We always feel like in the moment we will always be this person forever, but we're constantly changing, and we should allow that change to happen in our lives, and not let others influence us, but just be able to change our perspective, open our minds and our hearts to other people and other ideas of living. And that's powerful that you did that. And I know it was really difficult for you to talk about your personal journey and like how you've changed because of specific things that happen in your life, and also I guess like that there was a potential danger to your family if you exposed, you know, how you guys have lived, the decisions you made. But can you maybe tell us a little bit more about those hard moments, the things that were really difficult to write about, perhaps?
Yeah, absolutely. I had some parts that stories that I had to tell, and I hesitated a long time about that. There's one of them was just at the beginning the history of my father who believed in deeply in religion,
Mm.
and then he became some doubt about the Quran, uh, with what God's word about Muhammad and his wives. So it is at the moment that these words that my father didn't believe that it could be God's words, and it is what he told me when I was very young, and it was the inner conflict of
Mm.
my father that made him to change from believer religious to a socialist, to a communist. And it is, for me, it was hard to tell about that because it can have some misunderstanding for the Muslims that can take it that it is something against them.
Mm.
And I didn't want that, but at the same time, I couldn't put that away because if I put it away, I haven't told the story and why this change has happened. So it's something that was hard to say. And and another thing was about myself, that when I was before 15, I was under authority of my sister, who was two years older than me, but she was stronger than me. She was captain of volleyball in the school, in the high school, and I was under authority physically, and he could tell me everything that he want, and I had to do, and I had to respect her. And I think as a boy, in any country, not only Iran, but in any country, it's a shame. You cannot write it honestly, tell that. But I wanted to tell the world that it can also happen in Iran, in a country like Iran. You have the same conflicts, you have the same stories, you have the same feelings that everywhere in the world.
It's so true. We're just all humans, we're just all vessels having a human experience, no matter where we're born, no matter where we find ourselves living now. And we forget that. I think we kind of get so tied up in our cultures, and it's beautiful to celebrate culture, but we're also just human, and we all have that in common, which is so beautiful. So I'm super happy for you that you could put all of that on paper. I'm sure you feel a bit lighter. Yeah, how was the experience of writing the book for you? Like, how did that feel, writing a book and then publishing a book?
Actually, I think for me, it was very important because at the beginning, I haven't believed I can do that. But after that, I put that my story forms in a book that other people can read it, can exchange about that.
Yeah.
It was satisfying, very, very satisfying for me. For me, it was difficult. First of all, I thought about my mother, her honesty, her kindness. I wanted to bring this inside the book. On the other hand, I thought about my father, that never give up. He always started from the beginning, again and again, from nothing. And his perseverance to reach his targets was inspiring me to do that, to finish the book, to bring it out. And at the end, I'm happy that I could do that.
Yeah, yeah. It's amazing what kind of influences and support we have from our family to help us kind of get through these moments, because it's quite a thing to go and sit down and write your story. I mean, it's one thing to write a fiction, which is difficult in its own way, but to write your own story is quite a personal journey by itself. And so I'm sure it brought up a lot of things for you that you could work through, and it's healing. It's a kind of like a kind of therapy in a way. I'm sure. So, what was the most challenging part about writing the book? And maybe you have some advice for future authors that are thinking about sharing their stories.
I think I can say to the younger people that the first thing, if you want to write about, you understand your family, and you write about your family or yourself, you can, first of all, you can trust only your family. If your family is what you can trust, because you don't have something to hide. You leave each other. You can ask them. You can share with them. And first of all, try to trust your family, and then try to understand the conflicts that maybe you have in your family. Normally, it's the case. And then, but no one, even partly in your family, never trust 100% to anything that you hear. Try to compare, try to investigate, try to see if they tell you something, if you have if they expect that you do something, just think about that it is really what truly you believe on that, you want to do that, or it is what they expect you to do it, and it is not your way. you should do something else. You should try to select what you want to do is really what you believe that is good for you to do it.
Mm.
Not only your friends, but also for your family. About your friends, the friends you cannot trust 100%. I don't mean that you should be cynical, but I mean that there are people that who are with you 100% today, tomorrow can be against you if their personal interests change. And then, so it is not logical that people, when you have a very good friend, you are 100% and you trust 100%, and you follow. It's not a good way. So believe on yourself, try to find your way, and trust your own judgment by investigation, comparison, study, and then.
I love that. I love that. And I think it's important to highlight also that, I know that a lot of people have had difficult family situations, and sometimes they find family within friends or other places in the world, and it's like whatever feels true to you, and exactly like you're saying, I always believe that when you are in your best frequency and best energy, the right people will always attract your tribe, you will attract the people that you need in your life, and you can trust that, you can trust your energy in the end of the day. So I love that so much. And I wanted to ask you one more question about kind of your sense of identity and belonging now, because you've moved around, you've lived in different places, you've been part of migration in the world. How has that shaped you? And maybe if you just want to tell us a little bit about like where you moved and why, and yeah, how's that changed for you now, and maybe shaped how you wrote the book?
Yeah, when I left Iran, I wanted to actually, after several long-term activities in Iran, it was a moment came that it was difficult for me to stay there. So I decided to come to Europe. It was not easy. I had to come up with a little amount of money. Very difficult. I had to find my way, my own way to come here illegally and to become refugee. And it was at the beginning very difficult because it was another world. And I was happy that I'm free, finally free. I can find my way in a free world. But I saw that it's not easy because my past follows me, and very difficult. The people judge you without knowing you because of your origin, and each person is different. In any country, you will find bad and good people, and it is in the world. When you talk to normal people, you are always judged easily before they know you, before they try to know you. You have a place in their mind. They believe or they don't believe you. They have a cliche from media and so on. And then, yeah, it is difficult. But I say I fight it in this situation. After a long way, I fight it. I found my way. Um, I found friends. I fell in love, and I changed. I came to Germany, and then I went to France because to live together with my girlfriend. I learned to speak German and then French, and I found I could find work, my first work, and then it is what. And in the meantime, after I reached to Europe, I tried also to find to compare my what I believed by political was my ideology. I tried to investigate about that. Was it the right way or not? So I met many people, many young people in Europe, the anarchists, the communists, the socialists. And then when I compared to them, that I saw that we were far away from the reality. That we received barely some books, and when we read one book from Marx or Lenin, we thought, oh, we are Marxist or we are Leninist. And I found out that in Europe, the people are far away, far the, beyond us in the organization, in the reflection about all of us. And then I had many contacts with the people. I saw that, okay, what I believe, not all is correct, but I wanted at the same time to be honest with myself, to find my place. And finally, I'm happy that I did it. The people I discussed with them, they didn't really want to change me. Each one has his own position, politically or in the society, but that had good influence on me because I was in a free country. I could speak with everyone I could read any book I can. I could exchange with anyone I can, and it shaped me to someone that I am today. That I think that many things that we believe was wrong, and now I know my place in them.
It's been a journey. That I can hear. It's been a real journey for you, and it's amazing that along the way you were able to learn new languages and discover new places. And I feel like freedom is just the ultimate experience, you know. And whatever that means for you, every person's definition of freedom looks different. But being able to acquire knowledge freely and being able to make decisions and move freely it should be normal, but it's a privilege in a lot of ways in our society. So thank you for sharing all of that. And I want to just say thank you for being brave and putting your book into the world. I know it's taken many years, and it's for me a real honor to speak to you today about that. And I'm really happy to see it in the world. And for everyone listening, go check it out if you're curious about Iran. Such a beautiful country, rich of culture and diversity. And thank you for sharing your story in that, Mazdak. It's been such a privilege and pleasure to chat to you today about it.
Thank you very much. I'm really happy that I could talk to you and share it with the world. And I had a privilege to talk to you. Thank you very much.
Happy reading.
Okay.
To everyone listening, we hope you are happy, we hope you are reading, and we hope that you are happily reading, and check out more books from the Stack series very, very soon.
Thank you.